one of not complying with the court orders. This is a serious issue. The 2010 Constitution, Your Honor, is to be protected and defended by the bench. That includes magistrates, judges, and all judicial officers. It's also to be protected by the members of the bar and the DPP's office. You have clear evidence before you on record that the offense of contempt has been committed. Your Honor, it's my very humble submission, and I say this from the depth of my heart, that you cannot proceed to take the at all. The issue of contempt has to be resolved first, before we can take any further step in this matter. Your Honor, the 2010 Constitution has a very detailed Bill of Rights on the international dimension. And they especially refer you to Bangalore principles of human rights norms, international human rights norms. In which Chief Justice Bhagwati, former Chief Justice of India, emphasizes very important point that in order to protect human rights, in order to protect constitution, to advance constitutionalism, particularly in the Commonwealth countries, judicial officers must take an activist role. Otherwise, we should just be left with the paper, pieces of paper, that have no meaning to the community at all. I've had the opportunity of appearing before Your Honor many times. I've done many cases before. One great admiration I've always had for you is the activist role you have always taken in upholding the Constitution and upholding the human rights. I'm therefore urging you that you review the ruling that you made. The issue at stake, strictly speaking, is not an issue of Moses Kuria. It's the issue facing the entire nation. That if court orders are not being obeyed at all. And I made one submission before the Court of Appeal, and which I would like to repeat before you with respect, that when it comes to issues of human rights, violations of human rights, magistrates, judges, and all judicial officers must speak with one voice. There should not be any dissenting voice at all. The ruling that you have handed down yesterday, Your Honor, gives a misleading perception of what this court is, and as what I know it is. It gives the impression of a dissenting voice. Your Honor, review your ruling. Again, the fault is mine, and I do concede very much that I did not make this point very clear to you, Mr. Director. I should have done much better yesterday. And it's only after leaving the courtroom that I got the impression that I had not done much to assist the court in coming to the right finding at all. Obedience of court order has shaken the entire Kenyan nation. Even yesterday, remember, I drew your attention very respectfully to a press release that was released by His Excellency the Deputy President, in which he was making it very clear that court orders must be obeyed. At one stage I got the impression that the Deputy President was not for independence of judiciary when he made some remarks which I construed to be against our Chief Justice and against the judiciary and the rule of law. But I'm happy that he is now a convert from being so, he is now old. That he now believes in independence of judiciary. He now believes in independence of judges and magistrates. He now believes that the court orders not to obey. For that we submit. That is the way things should be. I'll keep on repeating what I said to you yesterday, Your Honor. I have the impression that there are one or two individuals hidden somewhere who seem to be calling shots, who seem to be violating our human rights record, who seem to be undermining our constitutionalism in the country. They may call themselves university graduates in law. They may call themselves anything, economists, administrators, and so on. What they are doing is wrong. And they will be wiped out by the Constitution. The way impunity was wiped out with led to the present Constitution. Your Honor, let history count you on the right side by reviewing your decision and not proceeding to take legal matter. Your Honor, permit me now to go a step further. If you look at the charge sheet, and I'm especially asking you to look at the charge sheet, before this charge sheet, Your Honor. Your Honor, I know I've made some submissions before you in the past. But for reasons again, probably I never expounded on them properly. You never made a ruling on my submission at all. Permit me to repeat that. If you look at this charge sheet, it's full of grave irregularities. It undermines our constitution considerably, very gravely. Look at the column right to the top on the left. Christian names in full or name. Don't fix that. We have no state religion in this country. We have Hindus, we have Muslims, we have those who believe in the old African religion and so on. And a state document stating that the Christian names in full is wrong. Gives a false and misleading impression that you will have a free-state religion. And these are matters of considerable importance which should not be undermined. I've taken the study the American jurisprudence, constitutional history. In America, things like this have been contested very much. And the courts have come out boldly and made rulings on them. You cannot have a state document coming out, setting out a Christian religion. Not that we are against Christian religion. I personally am a committed Christian and I for Christian religion. I was brought up brought up in a Christian home. And I still profess Christian religion. On the other hand, I appreciate a lot of Muslim friends with whom we have dinners and teas and drinks and so on in weekends on particular days. And we celebrate together when they have their fasting and when we have our Christian days. But it's wrong that a document like this coming from the state should have Christian or Christian names. What is that? Then in your honor, I would refer you to provision here, nationality or tribe. Your honor, if you read the Constitution very carefully, those who drafted it have been very careful. They have tried not to emphasize tribe in our Constitution. In this connection, I refer you very respectfully to the preamble to our Constitution. It uses the word community. It tries to not tear down the tribe at all. When someone is charged with a criminal offense, what should you know his tribe? The important thing is that, and you should say that, not to say his tribe at all. Emphasize tribe. No wonder that at times you find people making reckless allegations and so on. The people against their tribe are the ones who are committing offenses and so on. And we have those kind of things. And you want again, you cannot sweep this submission under the carpet and say that this is not a matter that is of importance. It is of importance. This is a state document. This brings less before you. Your Honor, if you go further, you look at the bottom, you'll see the word sentence. Right at the top, sentence. Your Honor, it undermines the presumption of innocence. Why should the word sentence be there? It's wrong. Your Honor, may I emphasize to you very respectfully, these are important matters. Last time I appeared before you, last time I made submissions before you, all that you did was to point out and to say that I'm not going to make it. I'm inviting you that you make comments on it. We cannot have state documents that appear to establish a state religion. We cannot have state documents that appear to divide us into tribal groups. Instead of bringing us together as Kenyans, it emphasizes the tribe. It should be known whether you are a Kikuyu, whether you are a Kuria, a Turkana, and so on. This should be de-emphasized. And the only organ of the state that can come out and say something about them is a court of law. A court in which is now being presided by Your Honor. Your Honor, may I respectfully refer you to Article 157 of the Constitution. Article 157 of the Constitution, Your Honor, states as follows. It is established the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The Director of Public Prosecutions shall be normalized and the approval of the national and so on. And then you set out the qualifications. And then if you would look at 6, the Director of Public Prosecutions shall exercise such powers of prosecution and may institute and undertake criminal proceedings against any person and so on. It is the DPP who institutes proceedings. Your Honor, if you look at this judgment, my learned friend, the prosecutor, was very eloquent yesterday. What is the input in this program? Absolutely none. Zero. There is no contribution by in this charge sheet at all. The person who has worked on the professional work is the officer in charge of Kilimani Police Station. The charge sheet is very clearly this statute. What has she contributed? The only contribution they have made is to stamp there. Your Honor, if you could see it. DPP. You do not need to be an outstanding lawyer. You don't need to have to go into a law school. You don't need to have a Bachelor of Laws degree. You do not need even to have been to high school. to stamp a document. That is all that has been done by Yellow DPP. His contribution is zero, and you can see it here. They have only stamped there, you know. So these are not matters that you can sweep under the carpet. This document is not of a DPP. That's what I'm trying to say. The document is of the money for this state. Article 157 of the Constitution has been violated, has been breached. Again, Your Honor, with tremendous respect, this is not a matter that you can just sweep aside and say that, look, I'm going to go ahead and take a plea. Alternatively, Your Honor, if you are not very unhappy with what I'm saying, you can tell me, Camille, why don't you go ahead? I will say the proceedings, file, and make an application and file it with the High Court for a judge to give his comments on this. I'm prepared to do that. And that perhaps would be a fair way of doing it. But the most unfair way of doing it is to say that I'm not going to make a comment, a decent comment, a legal comment on it at all. This document here, Your Honor, is not a legal document. This document is not a DPP's document. And DPP himself, if he was to come here, cannot say on the oath that he has contributed to this document. He has contributed absolutely nothing. Nothing. There's nothing that he has contributed to this document. Absolutely nothing. All you have a stamp here, and this stamp, I named it wrong. It's possible that it's a messenger who just stamped the document. It's not the right way of doing things at all. Your Honor, in the United States, the American Constitution, the district attorney is the one who institutes proceedings. And he has an elaborate document showing the power and authority of the district attorney. This document here does not show the power and authority under Article 157 of the Constitution of Kenya. This document is of the old order. It was a document that was drafted in the colonial times. It has never been improved upon even by the independent Kenya at all. And this document qualifies as a legal document in 2010 Constitutional. And it is wrong, illegal, and unconstitutional for any magistrate, any judicial officer to continue to rely on this document. It should be thrown out through the legal. Your Honor, now let us come to the offense without prejudice what I have said. He is being charged with the offense of assault, if I may read it, assault causing actual bodily harm, under section 251 Penal Code. Your Honor, may I read to you very respectfully the Thank you. Your Honor, if you would be kind enough, I'll read you Article 51 of the Constitution of the Penal Code. Any person who commits an assault occasioning actual bodily harm is guilty once minimum and liable to imprisonment for 5 years. Your Honor, if you look at the particulars of the offense here, Moses Kuria, on the 8th of December 2019, at Royal Media Services Office in Kilimani, within Nairobi County, unlawfully assaulted Joyce herself, thereby occasioning bodily harm. It's my submission that this particular participants are defective. Answer for you. One, criminal intent. The alleged offense committed by way of an accident. Two, about use or just arms. Three, what part of the body was assaulted? The part of body of Joyce Wanda Kashir. Or was the alleged offense or the alleged slapping, whatever it was, and so on, assault and so on, was it a just cause? Was it in self-defense or what was it? An accused person needs to know all these things so that he can prepare his defense properly. And if you look under Article 50 of the Constitution, it's Article 50 of the Constitution on the Bill of Rights. It is quite clear that the accused person, the defense must be specific. This is 2B. Again, thank you, Mr.
I'm sorry, Doctor, I recall that I said I was going to give you 15 minutes. I know it might be taking longer than this, but when I gave directions, I'd say that you'd have 15.
The matter is very brave.
I do.
Extremely brave.
Yes.
And as you can see, some of the points I'm mentioning to you have never been argued by any lawyer in this court.
Okay.
No lawyer has ever attempted.
Okay.
And Camino, because of his experience and broad legal is able to point out this.
Which I really appreciate. It's just about managing time and making sure that we are able to further within the 12 hours.
I can wait outside so they can deal with other matters.
Sorry?
I will not feel offended, Your Honor.
Okay.
I can wait outside. I won't take any offense and so on.
Yes.
I can stop and wait outside there. I always do that.
Yes, please.
The
Yes.
matter is of great importance. It's not the way the DPP is reacting to it. It's a matter of great importance that is to our nation and that is on our constitution.
Which I really appreciate. I really appreciate Dr. Kaminwa. The only thing that I have to do is that I must say that I must manage time so that for people that are mentions that I would want them to leave the court so that we not keep them for long.
The Honor, we always admire the way you manage time.
Thank you. And the Honorable Chief Magistrate will be requiring to use it at 11. So we move to court number 6.
It's right.
This the matters. I'm not keeping out of this with this today. So that kindly I release also Ms. Fuchaka and the other litigants in court number 6. Dr. Kamino, we take this as very important.
Sorry, I was requesting because I'm going there's only one important point I want to make. Again, on the judgment.
I think I don't like interrupting the good doctor, so that his flow and train of thought is.
It's okay.
proceedings are also not going to look very good.
Yes,
So
because I've got another matter pending, there's a court waiting for me, and I presume that it will be done by now. Unfortunately, it won't.
Okay.
But the point I'm making is a very brief one, so that I don't have to join. I'll join him after the court.
Okay.
The heading of the charge sheet is written Kenya Police. That is an institution that does not exist, and we have the National Police Service. Police Service commenced on 10th of August 2011, and under Section 7 of that Act, people who were called Kenya Police, Administration Police, became members of service immediately upon commencement of this law. So that this charge sheet is drafted and initiated by a body that does not exist and therefore is an illegal instrument. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay. Thank you. I will take, I think, at Ms. Fuchaka, 20 minutes to mention court number 1 matters, about 15 minutes. Okay, about 20. And then Dr. Kanino, to court number 6, after I give the Honorable Chief Magistrate space to work.
We remain grateful to you.
And as position court number 6.
Thank you.
And, sorry.
22 and 123. And Your Honor, I refer you to Archibald, 1997. Your Honor, is a provision relating to assault, common assault, and battery. Again, I refer to pages 1624 and 1625. To sum up, I would say that these authorities demonstrate that particulars of the charge of assault should reflect criminal intent, should reflect whether a weapon was used, should reflect what the part of the body that was is alleged to have been assaulted. Assault is a very broad term. Hence the need to be specific so that an accused person is able to know how he can prepare his own defense. Your Honor, there are many loose ends in this case which have to be addressed. One is, for instance, the accused himself made a complaint to the police. There is the issue of the contempt, which I pointed out to you respectfully. Your Honor, there is the issue of bona fides also to be considered. Even when the case was proceeding yesterday, Your Honor, the accused being a politician, his own supporters who had come to this courtroom to attend to the hearing and to give the accused support, were also arrested. They slept in cells in one of the police stations. When I spoke to one of the police officers, asked him if he could release them on the police bond, but he would. But then he changed his mind. He did not release them at all. Before I sit down, Your Honor, I would emphasize to you that the plea in this matter must be postponed as a matter of necessity. It's a matter of upholding the Constitution. Give the magistrate Honorable Chepukon the opportunity to finish this matter. And take into account what you have said to you, that there's no proper charge sheet before you at all. The charge sheet we have is not consistent with the Constitution at all. I don't wish to repeat myself, only to say that, Your Honor, if you are unable to resolve those matters, then you give us the opportunity to go to the High Court and re-argue those matters in the High Court. There are grave constitutional issues at stake. And these constitutional issues do not touch really on the accused alone. They affect the entire community. A charge is being faked, orders of the court not being obeyed. That's the I do apologize to you that I've taken a bit longer than I thought I would, but it's because of the nature of the subject matter.
I don't know, we actually taken less than time that we had anticipated. We can donate the 5 minutes to the prosecution.
Thank you. Most obliged. Thank you so much. Your Honor, I have, as much as the court has also had what our senior has submitted on, it's my submission that the issues which counsel has, Your Honor, counsel has also submitted that he wishes that this honorable court reviews its ruling. It's our submission, Your Honor, that this is not even founded in law, and I'm urging this court not to review. If counsel intended or found that they were aggrieved by the decision of the court yesterday, they were at liberty to move a higher court. Your Honor, as it stands, there is no stay before you. There is no appeal which has been filed. Nothing has been presented to the court to inform us that there is some appeal. There is nothing of that nature. It's therefore my submission that as it stands, there's nothing that is stopping this honorable court from inviting the subject or the suspect from taking plea. Your Honor, counsel has also submitted on the charge sheet indicating that it is not proper in law. Your Honor, a charge sheet, what a charge sheet needs to have is sufficient information, particulars, to enable an accused person respond to the issues raised in that charge sheet. Your Honor, it's our submission that we have discharged this mandate. Your Honor, it's our submission that the charge sheet is within the purview of the law, and I'm urging this honorable court to invite the suspect to answer to the charges that have been raised therein. Your Honor, I also wish to draw your attention to Criminal Appeal number 50 of 2008. Sorry, it's a Court of Appeal number 50 of 2008, Julius Kamau Mbugua versus Republic. Honorable Justices Waki, Gidinji, and Visram, in their wisdom, addressed the issue on the manner in which unlawful detention is to be dealt with. Your Honor, and again, we dealt with this issue yesterday, but now I'm even quoting an authority that is within our jurisdiction, which, Your Honor, I'm saying is binding to this honorable court and to us as officers of the court. Your Honor, in this decision,
I don't have a copy on.
Actually, we have also been caught on the floor with this a decision which can always be. We have actually managed to pick it up from the website. We can still make an undertaking.
I'll be directing at the end of this proceedings because Dr. Kamino has also made reference to
Yes,
certain excerpts
yes.
from certain textbooks.
Yes.
That parties will supply the court with,
Yes.
With copies
Yes.
of the authorities and the text that we have
Yes.
I'll do so, Your Honor.
as Ms. Rose
Yes.
and also exchange.
We are most capable, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, what I'm saying is that any allegation as to whether a constitutional right has been breached can be dealt with by a constitutional court. And if there's an unlawful detention, the same can also be dealt with in a civil case. These are all issues which were dealt with in Criminal Appeal number 50 of 2008. Your Honor, it's therefore my submission as we stand before you, there is nothing that stops this Honorable Court from asking the suspect from taking plea. I therefore urge this Honorable Court to invite the suspect to take plea. There is no prejudice. He has the law, he has the courts, he has everything. If he feels that his rights have been infringed, he's able to articulate himself generally, and there will be no prejudice. I therefore urge this Honorable Court to find that the application to review your decision yesterday is not founded on law, and therefore should be dismissed. That is all.
May I reply briefly on that?
3 minutes, that's right.
Yeah, very short time. Yeah. Your Honor, it is significant that my learned friend has not touched on the issue of the charge sheet being fake in law.
I think I did.
Because she appreciates that indeed there is merit in the submissions I made and the submission that was made by my friend, Mr. Ndobi, before he left. That is a fact that this court cannot ignore at all. Because this court would have no jurisdiction if a charge sheet is fake in law. Then there is a concept of fair trial, Your Honor, which is set out in Article 50 of the Constitution. An accused is entitled to a fair trial right from the time of arrest. And in our submission, we have made to you, the court, is that there is contempt of order, contempt of court offense disclosed. This has not been disposed of at all. There is no way the accused can have a fair trial at all. There is, of course, the issue of non-compliance with the court orders. This issue goes the route of the trial. To sum up, Your Honor, I don't wish to take much of your time. Your Honor is entitled to change your mind. You have the inherent power to change your mind of review that the court has. And you have given reasons as to why we are inviting you respectfully to change your mind and not order any. But a plea should be taken. Your Honor, I'll proceed to make photocopies of the authorities that I have. I'll make sure that they are handed to you through one of your able assistants. May I say thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to say what we want to say, and emphasizing to you that this case is not about the accused person at all. The case goes beyond him. It's a national matter. That is all.
The issue that I can comment on is how the text of the authorities will get to me.
Your Honor.
Delegate at Mr. Omenge.
Your Honor, I happen
Was
to
his
be.
assistant, yes.
No, I'll take, we shall work together. Your Honor, we shall make photocopies, and we shall make sure that our bundles handed to you.
Mr. Omenge?
Yes, Your Honor. Was it 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10, 15
No,
minutes.
Your Honor, we need time to make our bundle. We have to make something neat. We need something.
So that you can...
We need some time.
I'm not promising to have this ruling today,
Yes, I know.
considering the fact that Ms. Nyamosi, that I also have to hear from
Yes.
others.
And then she has also to give us the authority that she referred to.
Yes.
I am not aware of it.
And Mr. Lenga, you close to me that last time I did not comment on the issue of the charge sheet, so that's homework that Secretary has given me. I have to do proper ruling
Yeah, thank
on the
you.
issue of the charge sheet.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, though it doesn't relate to this matter, Ms. Nyamosi. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Your Honor, we can say with that we shall make sure today is Wednesday. Wednesday. We shall make sure that you get the authorities before the end of the week.
Before the close of date.
Before the
Close of business tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow, Your Honor.
tomorrow is Thursday.
Yes.
Your Honor, give us Friday before close of Friday.
Sincerely.
Yeah, the authorities, Your Honor. We have to do something decent.
Your Honor, I think the most important thing is to find out whether it is within the court's jurisdiction to review a matter which they have already ruled on. I think that is the most important. The issue of charge sheet, those are issues which can be dealt with during the trial.
If I may
This is
say
where
so,
I'm coming
please.
from.
If I may say
We
so,
are actually, the whole of yesterday, have done nothing else apart from this matter. We have other matters, Your Honor, in all fairness.
may I say
Yes.
the hymn is much bigger than that. He has sung it very much, but the hymn is much broader.
They say the ball is in my court now, but the parties are submitted. I've had both sides. I have mostly to be doing other duty to give a ruling in this matter. So, today being the 15th of
Sincerely.
Yes.
the court comes up next week.
Thank you much, Your Honor.
I will give my ruling on
Tuesday next week.
the 21st.
Yeah, we shall be here 21st, Your Honor. Your Honor, would you like a special time? I know you happen to be very busy.
Can we come back in the afternoon?
In the afternoon, yeah, that suits us very much. Your Honor, shall be at 2:30. Excuse me, let me talk, please. No, let me talk. Yeah. 21st, Your Honor.
Is it convenient to
21st is
the accused person?
yeah, I can find out for me.
Please kindly find out.
Yeah, Your Honor, there's a problem
Yes.
with that 21st, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, I apologize to my learned junior. I'm sorry.
I'm supposed that you open your diary,
Yes, I have worked on the diary, Your Honor.
check it backwards like this.
Yes, yes. Your Honor, do you mind if we take 24th? 24th, we're trying to be, or you can give us 27th, Your Honor. 27th. 27th is Virgin, Your Honor.
I will check the
27th is Virgin.
and the 24th.
24th. 24th, in the afternoon I can make it, Your Honor.
At 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. 2 p.m., Your Honor. Thank you.
Meeting on the 24th of January
At 2 o'clock.
at 2 o'clock,
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Again, Your Honor, thank you for your patience. We remain much obliged. Your Honor, if you could extend the... Thank you much, Your Honor. We remain most grateful.